The General Hospital scoop for Monday, September 22nd, reveals Anna Devane will want to keep Nathan West's resurrection on the down low. Also coming up, Molly Lansing Davis will make an admission to Alexis Davis. Plus, Lulu Spencer will pay a surprise visit to Britt Westbourne, and Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer will learn about Monica Quartermain's passing. GH spoilers tease Sonny, and Carly will be concerned about how Michael Corinthos and Jason Morgan are dealing with their loss. "I wish I could say it's gonna get easier," Sonny says to his ex-wife in the GH sneak peek. Over with Molly, who will have an open discussion with her mom about Cody Bell. Alexis knows her daughter is friends with the stable hand. However, she may also suspect there's more to it. "I think I have feelings for Cody," Molly will admit. But will Alexis encourage Molly to pursue him? Meanwhile, Britt will open her door, only to find Lulu standing there. She'll assume Lulu's about to put her on blast. However, Britt will be pleasantly surprised. "I'm here to make peace, for Rocco's sake," Lulu will say. But will Britt agree to a truce with Lulu? Other GH spoilers tease Brooklyn Quartermain will walk into the stables and find Cody with Outback. He'll tell her he knows he's not supposed to keep a dog there, but he'll be leaving soon. "A Q made the rule, so a Q can change it," she'll reply. Finally, Anna, Dante Falconeri, Lucas Jones, and Elizabeth Baldwin were shocked to see Nathan wheeled into the hospital on a gurney on Friday's GH. Of course, the last thing Anna will want is for this news to go public. "I want to keep this completely quiet until we know exactly what's going on," she'll tell the trio. But is the man really Nathan? And can the trio manage to keep their lips zipped about him? At any rate, it looks like a great episode is coming up. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for more General Hospital spoilers and news. And make sure you join our free GH Facebook group. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. When Outback, the smart and adorable beagle, ran away and went missing on General Hospital, Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio Palmieri turned their focus on finding the sweet and smart pup. When it looked like they may never find her, Emma was in tears and angry with herself for not protecting Outback enough. When they were out for a drink at the Brown Dog Bar, Gio tried to console her, and for a moment he was thinking about kissing her, but he didn't. Later, Gio found out that Outback was safe and sound with Cody and Molly at the Quartermain stables. Gio called Emma to invite her there without telling her the pooch was with him. When Emma saw the beagle, she smiled in delight. And then, with Outback sitting with them, for the first time, they moved in and shared their first kiss. The build-up to that moment made it worth the wait for both actors, who have enjoyed portraying their characters as their friendship has deepened in the past few months. Both Brunner and Maza shared their thoughts with Soap Opera Digest in an interview after the moment aired. Maza said after the near kiss at the bar, he knew that his character was ready to take the next step. "He became extremely conscious of those feelings," Maza told Sod. "I think he really wanted to kiss her at that point, and then for whatever reason, he just didn't. All his impulses were there. He just didn't act on it," said Brunner. "I think Emma's attraction to Gio was really early on. I think it's probably been there the whole time. But I think she's been so hyper-fixated on taking down Dalton. Yes, there's been this push and pull, but I don't think it necessarily clicked until quite recently." The General Hospital characters have helped guide each other through some traumatic times in their lives. Emma stayed by his side for days and kept an eye on him after he found out in surprise fashion that his birth parents are Brooklyn and Dante. When Emma's cousin Maxie Jones was sent to General Hospital after having a heart attack, Gio comforted her at the Metro Court pool. Brunner told SOD she thinks that was a turning point in their relationship, combined with their moment at the Brown Dog. "That scene where he takes my hand at the table to comfort me, we just kind of had that moment where we were looking at each other, and I know that for me as an actor, that felt like such a special moment," Brunner shared. Both General Hospital stars said their characters fear the risk of losing their friendship, particularly with their family situations in turmoil, and not having many other people to turn to. Gio, for instance, is still figuring out if he can trust the Quartermains again and give his birth parents another chance. But as Gio and Emma navigate their new status moving forward on General Hospital, the actors are excited about portraying that love, and they know that Gemma has a lot of love from the fans. The actors said they have been anxiously waiting for that kiss to show up in a script, and they're glad it took a long time to arrive. "I personally love a slow burn," Brunner said. "I don't know if that's the hopeless romantic in me, but also just as an audience member, I know that's a trope that I love to see. But we've done the been there for each other thing for a while now, and I think it's time." General Hospital spoilers hint that Nathan West's truck may have been sabotaged, so Britt Westbourne's boss could be a murder target. Someone may have wanted to wipe Nathan off the map, so let's discuss some crucial clues. There's been plenty of talk about someone mysterious who's clearly in charge as far as Britt, Jen Sidwell, and Professor Henry Hank Dalton are concerned. Based on Britt's dialogue and how this boss seems to care about her well-being, it makes sense that Nathan is the one in control. If Caesar Faison is still as dead as Jack Brennan believes, then Nathan is the only other option that makes sense. It's not like Britt has a long line of people who are fond of her, so there's a good chance her brother is indeed running the show. Of course, this cold fusion project is a huge deal, along with whatever else has been kept under wraps at the Five Poppies Resort. The fact that this operation landed on the WSB's radar says a lot about the level of danger and destruction. With stakes this high, Nathan may have some enemies who want him out of the picture. Perhaps Nathan's truck accident was no accident at all if someone sabotaged his vehicle. It's possible Nathan's brake lines were cut, or his truck was altered some other way. No other cars or victims were around, so the whole thing seems rather suspicious. Maybe someone disapproved of Nathan's plan to return to Port Charles and continue overseeing the project. This potential attempt on Nathan's life may have been a way to further derail things and add to the upheaval following the Five Poppies Resort blow-up. Then again, Professor Dalton seems nervous about his continued involvement in this mess, especially since his progress has been slow and unimpressive. What if Dalton wanted out and knew that could never happen unless the boss was gone first? Dalton recently got a phone call and confirmed he'd be there to accept something, so he may have known Nathan was coming. It's possible Dalton was behind the truck sabotage if some indeed went down. Whatever the case, someone may be trying to send Nathan back to the grave. Since Nathan survived the truck crash, could he still be in danger as a patient at GH? General Hospital spoilers say some curveballs are still to come in Nathan's storyline, so stay tuned for updates on all the wild news ahead. General Hospital spoilers hint that a Monica Quartermain funeral crasher is coming up. It looks like Monica's long-lost sister will arrive and steal the Quartermain mansion. So here's what GH fans can look forward to. For starters, we should mention the latest details on Monica's memorial episodes. The show will pay tribute to Leslie Charleson and her beloved character in a two-part event that'll play out on September 25th and September 26th. Monica's loved ones and many key members of the community will come together to bid her farewell. There'll be plenty of memories to share and tears to shed, but this service will also bring a celebration of Monica's life. After Martin Gray gets someone mysterious on the phone, it'll pave the way for an unexpected guest to deliver a shocker. That's coming up in the second half of Monica's tribute event on September 26th. Erica Slezak is set to make her first appearance soon, so she seems poised to play the character who'll cause this Port Charles mayhem. There's a good chance Slezak is portraying Monica's long-lost sister based on the letter Martin read and other insider info. Martin may make sure Monica's sister steals the Quartermain mansion, even if she doesn't have a legitimate claim to it. Tracy Quartermain hinted that the house should go to Michael Corinthos, but Monica surely spelled out her wishes in her will. It's possible Monica had a similar idea if she wanted the mansion to go to Michael, but it's also possible she'll leave it to Tracy instead. Regardless, Martin might rig it so that Monica's long-lost sister gets the house and perhaps a good chunk of the wealth Monica left behind. In exchange for pulling off this potential swindle, Martin may get a hefty cut of the money. Whatever the case, Tracy won't be happy when someone shows up to challenge the Quartermains in many ways. Monica's sister will be an outsider who poses a threat as far as Tracy's concerned, so she may make it her mission to get rid of her. General Hospital spoilers say Tracy will have a new rival on her hands once this long-lost sister news erupts, so stay tuned for updates on all the conflict. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Martin Gray will make a mystery phone call, so that'll lead to a bold move that shakes up Port Charles. Martin will set some chaos in motion with his sneaky strategy. So let's talk about all the drama that's brewing. Back in July, Martin discovered a letter on the floor of Drew Kane's house. Since it was covered in the kids' drawings, Drew shrugged it off as some scrap paper that Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos must have picked up at the Quartermain mansion. Martin privately read that letter, which was addressed to Monica Quartermain and from someone who was sorry to hear she'd been ill. This person also indicated that it had been a long time since they'd talked, so everything points to an estranged sibling here. That fits with GH buzz about One Life to Live alum Erica Slezak, playing Monica's long-lost sister, so it looks like that's who Martin will reach out to. When Martin makes this mystery phone call that's coming up, he will be giving Monica's sister updates on her passing. Of course, Martin may also give Monica's sis a nudge to come to Port Charles, both for the funeral and for the will reading, since there's bound to be one. Martin may have a few tricks up his sleeve when it comes to making Tracy Quartermain pay for some of her past actions, and he may use Monica's sister to pull those tricks off. Now that Martin has struck a deal with Drew regarding Stella Henry, her legal problems are hopefully over. Martin won't have to worry about that anymore, so he can just focus on his Tracy revenge mission and any other schemes along the way. Naturally, there might be some financial benefits for Martin when it comes to helping Monica's sister go after a piece of the Quartermain pie. Martin is broke, so that could be a motivator. When it comes to stirring up trouble too, General Hospital spoilers say Martin will make some messes in the coming episodes, so stay tuned for all the shocking news to come. General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, September 22nd to October 3rd, reveal that Drew Kane will make some new demands while Nina Reeves reels over Nathan West. Britt Westbourne will also deal with a guilty conscience, so let's talk about what's ahead on the ABC soap. During the week of September 22-26, Anna Devane will want to keep things hush-hush when it comes to Back from the Dead Nathan's accident and whatever's happening here. Since they don't have all the necessary information, Anna will try to keep a lid on Nathan's apparent survival and will instruct Dante Falconeri, Elizabeth Baldwin, and Lucas Jones to do the same. However, those closest to Nathan will still hear about his ordeal in the coming episodes. Nina's in for a shock when she realizes Nathan is seemingly alive and will have so many questions about how this is possible. At some point, GH spoilers say Liesl Obrecht will inevitably get the latest Nathan news as well, so she'll have to wrap her head around another child returning from the grave. Anna will quietly give Felicia Scorpio updates too, and leave her worried about how confusing all this will be for James West. Britt will also be rattled over Nathan's crash, but she may not be as shocked to see him as everyone else. We'll see Britt struggle with a guilty conscience, so she may keep secrets about Nathan if she already knew he survived. If Nathan is the mysterious boss who's been giving Britt instructions, that could complicate things for all parties involved. Nathan could potentially have some memory loss when he awakens, so that's something to keep in mind. On another note, Molly Lansing Davis will accept that she's falling hard for Cody Bell and get Alexis Davis's advice about her feelings. Over with Drew, he'll have some new demands to make. Drew may try to manipulate the situation surrounding Monica's demise, since that's just the type of despicable person he is. Since everyone will be busy mourning Monica, Drew might use this as the perfect time to target Michael Corinthos and take the next vengeful steps. As for Martin Gray, he'll call someone mysterious and set a new Quartermain crisis in motion. Monica's funeral is on the way, but someone unexpected will show up to help grieve. It sounds like Martin will summon Monica's long-lost sister based on the letter he found, so Erica Slezak's character is about to cause chaos. Elsewhere, Trina Robinson will put Jordan Ashford through a grilling session. Curtis Ashford will face one of his own, so Trina may have concerns about Curtis and Jordan reconnecting. Trina would rather see Curtis move forward with Portia Robinson instead, but they're only pretending their marriage is okay for the sake of not drawing any more police suspicion in the Drew case. The week of September 29th–October 3rd could bring bigger problems for Trina and Kai Taylor. If that bat with Kai's fingerprints on it comes back to haunt him, that's evidence that Kai was at Drew's place, and could eventually make him a top shooter suspect. Of course, Drew is hoping to sink Michael Corinthos for the crime instead, but his plan may not work out as well as he was anticipating. Regardless, Jason Morgan has vowed to protect Michael and make sure he doesn't go back to prison, so that's a promise he intends to keep. In the meantime, there'll be Quartermain chaos thanks to Monica's sister and whatever plot Martin's cooked up to help her gain the upper hand on Tracy Quartermain. Tracy will have a new enemy and may fume if Monica's sis takes charge of the mansion. It won't be surprising if Martin finagles that with a little will manipulation. Finally, Anna will dig for answers related to Cesar Faison since she'll assume he's tied to Britt and Nathan coming back. General Hospital spoilers say Anna is headed for a dangerous outcome, but she won't let that stop her from searching for answers. Port Charles, NYPs. The General Hospital fan community is buzzing with electric anticipation following the confirmed return of actress Kirsten Storms as the beloved Maxie Jones. After an extended absence that fueled a firestorm of speculation, from rumors of personal conflicts to pregnancy, Storms is set to return to the canvas, and her timing couldn't be more dramatic. But her comeback is just the prelude to an even bigger bombshell: the miraculous return of her supposedly deceased husband, Nathan West, played by fan favorite Ryan Pavey. Storm's recent hiatus was cleverly written into the show with a shocking cliffhanger, Maxie collapsing during a live segment of the Home and Hearth program. This on-screen medical crisis served as a powerful narrative device, paving the way for her temporary exit while leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Now, as Maxie prepares to wake up and face the music in late 25, she's returning to a world turned completely upside down. The centerpiece of this upheaval is Nathan's return from the dead. His reappearance is not a simple reunion, but a heart-wrenching new mystery. Speculation is rampant that Nathan is suffering from profound amnesia, with no memory of his past life, his deep love for Maxie, or their son James. This twist transforms a story of grief into a complex psychological drama. Maxie, a widow who fought to move past her heartbreak, must now confront the emotional ghost of the man she loved, who may not even recognize her. This raises devastating questions. Can their love be rekindled if its foundation is erased? And what sinister plot could be behind his disappearance and memory loss? As if confronting a ghost isn't enough, Maxie is also walking back into a professional minefield. At the cosmetics company Deception, she remains trapped in a moral crisis, privy to the secret that mob boss Sonny Corinthos has been laundering money through the business. Pressured by the manipulative Jen Sidwell to stay silent, Maxie is torn between her conscience and protecting herself and her career. This high-stakes corporate intrigue provides a tense backdrop to her personal turmoil, creating a perfect storm of conflict. Nathan's return will send shockwaves throughout Port Charles, profoundly impacting characters like his mother, the formidable Dr. Liesel Obrecht, who must now grapple with her son's unbelievable resurrection. With Kirsten Storms and Ryan Pavey back in the fold, General Hospital is setting the stage for its most explosive storyline in years. Maxie Jones stands at an impossible crossroads, torn between a past she thought was buried and a dangerous present she cannot escape. One thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same. Port Charles, Nimois. A quiet shift is taking place in Danny Morgan, a change born from the grief of his younger sister Scout. ABC General Hospital spoilers reveal that what starts as a brother's protective instinct is set to detonate a devastating family secret, pushing Drew Kane to the brink and igniting a war no one saw coming. The catalyst is the tragic passing of Monica Quartermain. Danny has watched Scout wither under the weight of her father's suffocating restrictions, cut off from the family who loves her. Her silent sorrow becomes Danny's mission. He is determined to ensure Scout can attend Monica's funeral to say a proper goodbye. However, in his search for a way to convince Drew, Danny stumbles upon a digital ghost from the past, an encrypted file on an old device that holds the key to the night Drew was shot. What he uncovers is a bombshell. The file contains a surveillance log and grainy footage from the docks, time-stamped to the shooting. As Danny deciphers the data, a horrifying truth emerges. The shooter wasn't a random mob enemy or a faceless stranger. The outline in the shadows belongs to someone close, someone inside their trusted circle. Suddenly, Drew's obsessive and paranoid behavior makes a terrifying kind of sense. His desperate need to isolate Scout and ban family members like Alexis and Molly wasn't just about protecting her from the outside world. It was about hiding a catastrophic secret from within. Drew has been living in fear, not of a future threat, but of a past betrayal that he never wanted his daughter to discover. Armed with this explosive knowledge, Danny confronts Drew. He doesn't make accusations. Instead, he relentlessly pushes the issue of Scout attending the funeral. The pressure works. Drew's carefully constructed composure cracks, revealing not anger, but raw, undisguised fear. In that moment, Danny knows he's right. Drew is hiding something monumental tied to the bullet that nearly killed him. Realizing Drew's home is a powder keg of secrets and paranoia, Danny finds an ally in Molly Lansing Davis. Together, they form a plan to move Scout to the stability of Alexis Davis's home. But what they intend as a rescue mission backfires spectacularly. When Drew discovers their plot, he explodes in a fury, storming Alexis's house and accusing them of betrayal and manipulation. What began as a simple plea for a grieving child has now erupted into an all-out custody war. Danny set out to heal his sister's pain, but in unearthing a secret that should have stayed buried, he has inadvertently lit the fuse on a conflict that threatens to tear their entire family to shreds. General Hospital fans, get ready! Now that Britt Westbourne is back from the dead, she and Jason Morgan may get another shot at love. But Carly Corinthos Spencer is going to be a major hurdle for them to jump first before they can consider a reunion. We're going to talk about how vicious it might get when Britt faces off with Carly, because it's going to leave Jason stuck in the middle, forced to choose between them. And it's going to get super soapy. When Britt finally came face to face with Jason after both their resurrections, it was clear they both still had feelings for each other. Actually, it was clear that Britt and Jason still cared about each other even before they were face to face, because General Hospital had them both reminiscing about their romantic past. But then, when Britt found out Jason was presumed dead because he became an FBI informant, something shifted for Britt. It didn't take long for her to realize Jason did all of that for Carly, just like back when Jason and Britt were dating and he dumped her to run and help Carly. It seems very clear to Britt that Jason always does this. It's a pattern of behavior. Fans have watched Carly demand Jason's time, his focus, and attention be on her before anybody else for so many years. Britt knows, without a doubt, Jason will always put Carly before anybody else. He has done it even in front of his son, Danny Morgan. Jason let Danny think he was dead for years so that he could protect Carly. Looking at it that way, Jason even puts Carly before his kids. After Britt heard about Jason doing dirty FBI stuff to shield Carly, that was kind of enough for Britt. She got cold and distant. She told Jason, "Go away. I want nothing to do with you." Clearly, Britt is still hurt, and she sees Jason as somebody who would hurt her again in exactly the same way. The way she's feeling is absolutely understandable. Years ago, Britt and Jason were starting something real. And then he slammed the brakes on, ditched Britt, and went and married Carly. Of course, Jason did it not only to help Carly, but at that time also to protect the Corinthos family back when Sonny Corinthos was presumed dead, and there was going to be a mob power vacuum and some threat. So, Jason was doing that for more than just Carly. But still, from Britt's perspective, it was just about Carly. We know even back then Jason didn't want to hurt Britt, but he felt like it was what he had to do, choosing Carly at the time. Britt is still hurt. She's angry even now. She's back home in Port Charles, which is where Jason wants her to be. As far as we can tell, Britt's not going anywhere, and we don't think Jason's going to stop pestering her until he finds a way to make things right with Britt and get her to date him again. But no matter what Jason intends, we don't think Carly is going to make it easy for Jason to reconcile and rekindle with Britt. We think she's going to be an ongoing obstacle. Jason insists he wants to be Britt's friend, but we think Jason actually wants more than that. Of course, Britt actually does too, but she just won't admit to it because the past is still fresh in her mind, and it's still painful. So, If Jason has any hope of softening Britt up so that she'll date him again, he's going to have to fix this Carly issue once and for all. Already, Britt and Carly are bickering. It went badly when Britt came down in her towel because she was locked out of Jason's room above Bobby's diner. When Britt walked up to Carly and Jason, he pressed Carly to play nice when he had to abruptly leave. Then Carly was telling Britt, "Don't be late with the rent." Things are about to get contentious between Carly and Britt. Bottom line, if Jason wants to be with Britt, he's going to have to prove to her that he's not just going to up and drop her for Carly again anytime she calls. Britt and Carly are clearly not ever going to be each other's biggest fans. Carly was just trash-talking Britt and going on about how there's this amazing history between Carly and Jason and how Britt will never have that with him because the trust between Carly and Jason is unbreakable. When Carly said that, it struck Britt funny because she knows Jason is sitting on a huge secret he's keeping from Carly. The fact that her daughter Jocelyn Jax is a WSB agent. So, that unbreakable trust has actually already been broken. And Carly just doesn't know it. To her credit, Britt did not drop the Jocelyn bombshell, but she could at any moment. Things may shift soon now that Jason is facing this terrible tragedy. His mom, Monica Quartermain, just passed away. And of course, Jason's the one who found her and had to report it. He's absolutely devastated. Of course, Carly is going to be there for Jason, but we also think Britt is going to put aside some of her anger at him to comfort Jason. Britt would obviously be sympathetic that he's grieving his mother. We think deep down, Britt actually loves Jason, so her heart is going to be hurting for him. With Monica's memorial coming, the chatter we've heard is both Carly and Britt are there. But which one is Jason's +1? We do think Jason may actually shock the heck out of Carly and choose Britt. Carly can throw a tantrum all she wants, but isn't Jason entitled to decide who's the priority in his own life? Isn't he in charge of deciding how his life runs so that he can have love in his life? Of course, he's the one who should be deciding, but in the past, it's always been Carly. The passing of Jason's mom, Monica, may make it clear to Jason that life's short and there's no time to waste. Carly is with Jack Brennan, so why shouldn't Jason chase what he wants? Because the bottom line is Jason needs to stop catering to Carly's every whim. Jason's not her husband, he's not her boyfriend. But Carly assumes she can date Brennan and still keep Jason in her pocket as her ride-along, who will drop everything and do what she wants no matter what. This means that Jason basically isn't going to have a love of his life as long as Carly keeps expecting that. It's not reasonable for any woman Jason dates to settle for being second place behind Carly. We do think when Jason chooses who to bring with him on his arm to Monica's funeral, it's going to draw a line. If he brings Britt, and he might, Carly will be salty about it. And we doubt she'll respect Jason setting boundaries with her. But Jason has to set boundaries with Carly or Britt, or any other woman he might want to date. Isn't going to put up with it. It's been going on like this for just way too long. Bottom line, Jason's never going to get another shot with Britt unless he proves to her with his actions that he can and will put her first in front of Carly. We don't think Britt expects Jason to put her in front of his kids, so she's very reasonable like that. But we think it's kind of way past time for Jason to stop constantly sacrificing everything in his life for Carly. Jason and Carly can still be besties, but have boundaries in place. We're seeing signs that Jason is ready to change things though, like when he kicked Carly out of Anna Devane's office so he could talk to her in private. The first thing when he was back in town, Carly was getting all pouty about it and was trying to get Jason to put her first. But he said, "No, please go. I need to talk to Anna." Carly left still pouting, and she may be doing more pouting soon because we think Jason is going to be doing more of this setting boundaries and pushing her back. For fans of General Hospital, Cynthia Watros is the formidable Nina Reeves, a character who commands the screen with a compelling mix of vulnerability and strength. Watros captivates audiences daily, but behind her success lies a personal story of a past mistake that once threatened to end her career, and a resilient fight to rebuild her life from the ground up. Long before she walked the halls of General Hospital, Watros was a household name, starring in the global phenomenon Lost. At the zenith of her fame in 2005, however, her world came to a screeching halt. While filming in Hawaii, Watros made a life-altering mistake. She got behind the wheel after drinking. Her subsequent arrest for driving under the influence became a public spectacle and a jarring wake-up call that would forever change the trajectory of her life. The aftermath was swift and unforgiving. In the cutthroat world of Hollywood, where image is paramount, the scandal cast a long shadow over her professional life. The incident became tabloid fodder, and the talented actress was suddenly defined not by her craft, but by her transgression. This public scrutiny was immense, but it paled in comparison to the internal battle Watros faced. The weight of her actions fueled a period of deep self-reflection, regret, and a painful confrontation with her relationship with alcohol. In a candid 2022 interview on Maurice Benard's State of Mind, Watros spoke openly about that night. "We were hanging out, having fun, and I drank too much," she admitted, acknowledging the gravity of her choice. "It was one of those mistakes that changed everything. But you can't go back. All you can do is learn from it and move forward." And move forward she did, though the path was anything but easy. The journey toward redemption required immense work. Watros sought therapy and support to address her struggles, confronting the issues that led to that fateful night. Professionally, she had to reclaim her career one step at a time, taking on smaller roles to prove her dedication and rebuild the trust of her peers in an industry that is often quick to judge and slow to forgive. Her eventual casting as Nina Reeves on General Hospital was not just another role. It was a testament to her perseverance. She embraced the complex character, pouring her own life experiences of pain, regret, and the desire for a second chance into her performance. This raw authenticity has made her portrayal of Nina a fan favorite and a triumph of her comeback. Cynthia Watros's story is one of accountability. She never shied away from her mistake, but instead used it as a catalyst for profound personal growth. Her journey from a public scandal to a celebrated star in Port Charles is a powerful reminder that while our pasts may shape us, they do not have to define our future. Through her resilience, Watros has proven that redemption is not just possible, but can lead to an even stronger, more purposeful chapter. The fallout in Port Charles has never been more devastating. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne's fragile bond is unraveling under the crushing weight of grief, betrayal, and secrets too heavy to bear. What began as a connection built on unlikely trust and unexpected passion has spiraled into a battlefield of heartbreak. Jason's world collapsed the moment Monica Quartermain's death shattered the very foundation of his life. Monica wasn't just family. She was his anchor, his mother in every way that mattered. For a man who had survived countless battles, betrayals, and near-death experiences, this loss cut deeper than any bullet ever could. His grief consumed him, leaving him distant, angry, and unable to reach for the one person who wanted to stand at his side, Britt. But Britt herself was reeling from a revelation that could change everything. The shocking truth that Rocco was her son left her shaken to her core. Years of secrets and guilt had built a wall around her heart, and now that wall was collapsing. Suddenly, the woman who had always believed she was unworthy of love and family found herself staring into the undeniable truth of motherhood. And as she struggled to embrace Rocco as her own, the man she thought she could count on was shutting her out. The tension between Jason and Britt only grew. Jason, drowning in sorrow, projected his rage onto Britt. Britt, overwhelmed by her own discovery, couldn't understand why Jason refused to let her in. What once felt like salvation between them was now a fragile thread threatening to snap. And then came the bombshell that turned their world upside down. Sam McCall was alive. For months, Jason had mourned her death, tormented by the belief that he had lost the woman who had once been his everything. But Sam hadn't died. She had been held captive by Caesar Faison, the monster who had haunted Port Charles for decades. Worse still, Britt had known the truth and kept it hidden. Jason's fury was immediate and raw. The one thing he valued above all else, loyalty, had been shattered. To learn that Britt had concealed Sam's survival was, in his eyes, the ultimate betrayal. For Britt, the guilt was unbearable. She had told herself she was protecting him, But in reality, she had only deepened the wound. Now, Jason is forced to face not only the crushing grief of losing Monica, but the earth-shaking revelation that Sam, the woman who defined so much of his past, is alive. And Britt is left standing in the wreckage, fighting for Jason's trust, fighting for her place in his life, and fighting to prove she's not the enemy. But the question remains, is love enough to heal wounds this deep? Or has Britt's silence destroyed what little chance she and Jason had left? General Hospital spoilers reveal that the highly anticipated two-part special airing, September 25th and 26th, will serve as a moving tribute to the late Leslie Charleson, the actress who brought Monica Quartermain to life for decades. The memorial service at General Hospital promises to be one of the most emotional moments in recent memory, drawing friends, family, and the entire Port Charles community together to honor Monica's extraordinary life and legacy. For those who knew her, Monica's absence is already an ache that lingers in every corner of town. She was not just the heart of the Quartermain family, but a guiding presence whose strength and resilience carried her loved ones through countless storms. The memorial is expected to be filled with bittersweet recollections, family members sharing heartfelt stories, colleagues paying their respects, and loved ones reliving the triumphs and challenges that defined Monica's journey. Tears will flow, laughter will rise, and nostalgia will weigh heavy as Port Charles says goodbye to one of its most cherished figures. But in true soap fashion, what begins as a solemn farewell soon takes a shocking, scandalous turn. Just as the mourners gather in quiet reverence, a new face emerges. Monica's estranged sister, long absent from the Quartermain orbit, makes a dramatic and unexpected return. Her sudden arrival stuns the mourners, but what she does next leaves them reeling. In a brazen and calculated move, she seizes Monica's will, unraveling the Quartermain legacy in a single, jaw-dropping moment. The fallout is immediate. The estate, the heart of the Quartermain dynasty, is thrown into chaos. Monica's sister, with no rightful claim, positions herself as the new power at the mansion, threatening decades of tradition, loyalty, and bloodline. For Tracy Quartermain, this betrayal cuts deeper than most. Furious and unwilling to watch the family name torn apart, Tracy readies herself for battle. But this fight won't just play out in legal courts. It will tear through the family itself, testing loyalties and reopening old wounds. As word spreads across Port Charles, the shockwaves reach far beyond the Quartermain gates. Monica's home was more than just an estate. It was a symbol of legacy. Now, its uncertain future forces the entire community to question whether this is the end of the Quartermain reign or the beginning of a darker, more ruthless chapter. It looks like Monica's long-lost sister will arrive and steal the Quartermain mansion. So here's what GH fans can look forward to. For starters, we should mention the latest details on Monica's memorial episodes. The show will pay tribute to Leslie Charleson and her beloved character in a two-part event that'll play out on September 25th and September 26th. Monica's loved ones and many key members of the community will come together to bid her farewell. There'll be plenty of memories to share and tears to shed, but this service will also bring a celebration of Monica's life. After Martin Gray gets someone mysterious on the phone, it'll pave the way for an unexpected guest to deliver a shocker. That's coming up in the second half of Monica's tribute event on September 26th. Erica Slezak is set to make her first appearance soon, so she seems poised to play the character who'll cause this Port Charles mayhem. There's a good chance Slezak is portraying Monica's long-lost sister based on the letter Martin read and other insider info. Martin may make sure Monica's sister steals the Quartermain mansion, even if she doesn't have a legitimate claim to it. Tracy Quartermain hinted that the house should go to Michael Corinthos, but Monica surely spelled out her wishes in her will. It's possible Monica had a similar idea if she wanted the mansion to go to Michael, but it's also possible she'll leave it to Tracy instead. Regardless, Martin might rig it so that Monica's long-lost sister gets the house and perhaps a good chunk of the wealth Monica left behind. In exchange for pulling off this potential swindle, Martin may get a hefty cut of the money. Whatever the case, Tracy won't be happy when someone shows up to challenge the Quartermains in many ways. Monica's sister will be an outsider who poses a threat as far as Tracy's concerned, so she may make it her mission to get rid of her. General Hospital star Cynthia Watros isn't the kind of person who likes to get in trouble or see her name in headlines for that matter. However, there have been moments in her past that have seen her on the wrong side of the law. While Cynthia has had plenty of television roles throughout the years, the two that are perhaps the most memorable are her roles as Nina Reeves on General Hospital and as Libby on the hit ABC drama series Lost from back in 2005. But the Cynthia Watros that fans remember back then is certainly not the same Cynthia Watros that fans know now. That's because she got into some major legal trouble. According to reports, Cynthia was arrested for DUI back in 2005 after she was caught having one too many drinks and went behind the wheel. Her Lost co-star, Michelle Rodriguez, was also pulled over for the same reason that same night as her. Watros's attorney, Lanson Kupau, said at the time, "She made a mistake. She's very remorseful, and she wants to take responsibility for her actions. She realizes, understands, and appreciates the seriousness of the charges." While Michelle had to serve some time behind bars, Cynthia got lucky. She was only fined and sentenced to 14 hours of counseling, but also had her license suspended. It could have been worse for the actress. Speaking to Maurice Benard in 2022 about the incident on his YouTube series State of Mind, Cynthia admits that it was a mistake. She said, "We would all get together to watch the show, and I probably had one too many drinks and got arrested for a DUI. It is unfortunate. You know, we all make mistakes. You learn and you go, I wish I had done something better. But I definitely learned from it, and that is all you can take from mistakes." Cynthia has since not made any additional comments about the matter. Meanwhile, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.